Hi, what are you going to do if the power goes out? Are you ready for it? I'm going to give you 14 things that I feel you must have if the power goes out, whether it's daytime or nighttime or summer or winter. I'm not only going to tell you what you need to be able to get through it, but how to get through it in style. If you're going to lose your power, why not enjoy it? Have a little fun with it, right? So let's get right to it. I live in the Northeast in New England. Up here in Maine, okay, we have winds. Matter of fact, last week the winds were so strong we lost our power. In the winter we have these snowstorms and ice storms. Sometimes we're snowed in for a few days at a time. You lose your power, okay? And all over the country, down south, they have hurricanes and tornadoes and all these different reasons why you might lose your power. Are you ready? When you lose your power, are you stumbling around the house trying to find a flashlight? Well, if you can keep things in one place, I'm going to show you what to do if you lose your power just for a day or even 3 or 4 days. You need to be prepared. So what's the first one? You can see right over here. If I have a power outage, I could reach right over here, and first thing I do is I have lights. Okay, this is just a battery operated lantern and it gives me light. So number one is having lights, especially if it's at nighttime. All right, what else can you do for lights? Well, if you're in a hurry, I can go right outside. I have plant pots out there, and you know what I have stuck in all my plant pots? These things right over here. Watch when I put my hand over them. Solar powered lights. So I just run outside, grab about 3 of these. They charged all day long, so they're ready, and they're going to give me free light probably till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes they're still on when the sun comes up, okay? So I probably have, well, right here I have 3, 4, 5 of them. I have probably another 6 or 7 outdoors. So that will give you a lot of light too. And if you want to get real fancy, here's one. Well, you can't see it's kind of daylight now, but if I put that solar, but it hangs up, or you can put it right on the tabletop. Isn't that pretty? So have that in the middle of your table while you're chatting with friends or whoever's in the house when the power went out, or just so you can have it to eat your meal or whatever. So that's kind of handy to have nearby. Or best standby, or another one is candles. Beauty about solar though is you're getting it free every day. These, they may burn out, so depending on how many candles you have, all right? Now, next thing on the list is heat. So if it's in the winter, it's probably going to be cold. You want to keep warm. One of the best ways is to get a nice winter coat on, to get your, we call this a toque, okay? To have something to go over your full face and get all bundled up with your winter coat. And of course, your mittens. Look at that, live long and prosper. But these things are great to have, okay, to keep your fingers really warm. So, and also maybe a quilt. Have a quilt handy so you can throw that around yourself while you're sitting down by your nice light, reading or whatever you're doing. So, other than that, for heat, I'm going to show you these again where it comes to cooking, but you have little stove, like a Coleman stove, or something like this here. This is called Sterno. You can get this right at Walmart. You just light it up like this, and it'll give you enough heat to keep you a little warm, and you can even cook off it. And this thing will burn for hours, better than having a candle. Again, it's just started, so it's going to take a while before it really gets in there and starts giving me some heat. But I'm going to shut that off for right now. Woohoo! That should have shut off. There we go. That's how you suffocate it. I went to Walmart and got one of these things here. If I can get it off my hook. There we go. These are hot hand warmers, okay? So you even have something like this that you can take out and squeeze up, and it gets really warm to warm up your hands. So that's another option. These are only like 90 cents each, like I said, in the camping goods at Walmart. By the way, this is not sponsored, but it should be. Other ways of doing heat, If you watch my video just recently, I did a video on how to build your own camp stove, and I made a little stove out of a paint can. Okay, and this is something that's great. You just go ahead and light that up. That'll heat up the whole room. What it's burning is alcohol. What do they call that? Denatured alcohol. It's 100% alcohol, so you don't have to worry about the fumes. It doesn't really get too hot in the bottom. Up here it does. So you may want to have gloves handy. I didn't have them when I built this thing. And that'll burn for quite a while. Another thing you can do is some kind of a stove like this here. And right over there, you see how nice that is? And you can get your Jiffy Pop popcorn, see that? Jiffy Pop. Popping corn can be fun, and you just throw that right on there. And now we're making popcorn so we can have fun. Remember how I said this could be a good time? I'm going to finish cooking this later because it's hard to cook it while talking to you folks. And then that just turns right off. Uses a little propane. This is very inexpensive. Again, I got this whole system. I believe it was for like $25. I got this in the camping equipment at Walmart. Like I said, this is not sponsored, but it should be. All right. Now, to turn this off, a lot of people have asked me, how do you turn it off? All you have to do is just take this and, oh, by the way, that's a toilet paper roll in there. Isn't that cool? Just take that and put it right on top of there.
It's gone.
And, oops, it sucked it right down. Let's see. On the outside, I put a washer for that reason. And I put that in there. Let's see, just to show you what I'm doing. There we go. See how it went out? But I'm going to leave it off so it could cool off. And then that goes on top of this one. And so I have a way to get in. Oops. There we go. So I think that's what I have for all the heating sources over here. So we got light. We got heat. We got cooking. Ooh. Water. Have at least a few gallons of water handy. Okay, because you dehydrate a lot faster or quicker than you starve. All right. So what are we going to be cooking? I think we're up to, that was like 1, 2, 3. Water is number 4. Food is number 5. So we're going to go over here. You should have some food storage. Just to show you, these are just regular canned goods. You have your beans and vegetables and fruit. My favorite kind of cans are these with the flip tops. Look at that. Don't even need a can opener. But you know, if you don't have flip tops and there's no electricity, make sure you have a manual can opener. This goes on, you turn it. See that turn? Amazing, isn't it? Magic. But make sure you have a can opener, otherwise you're going to be really winding down your teeth to open them suckers. So canned goods is good. Spam lasts forever. These are just more sterno cans. I keep those for heat in case and you can cook on those as well. What other kind of foods can you do? Well, since you have these stoves, as a matter of fact, I have a big stove right here. This is a Coleman stove. Okay, you can put a pot of water on there. Take your water, pour it in, make coffee, or just heat up water to, what was it? Oh, to put in, I forgot what I was saying. To put in these dried meal food plans. This one here, oh, where did I get this one?
Dick's Sporting Goods.
Dick's Sporting Goods.
But I just saw it at Walmart today.
Yeah, so Dick's Sporting Goods and Walmart. This is not sponsored, but it should be. Okay. You know, you folks are going to hear that so much, you're going to call Walmart and say, why don't you sponsor this guy, huh?
So he shut up.
Hint, hint. Okay. So, and again, these are very cheap. This here's a breakfast skillet. All you do is put water in it. They have beef stroganoff, all kinds of meals. But you know what I like even better than this? Is my MREs. That's what's in this. Oops.
That's okay.
That's what's in this box here. These are MREs, which are meal ready to eat. Military rations. Now this one here is chicken and noodle and vegetables and sauce. This one is spaghetti with sauce, beef. And this one is chicken chunks. Each one of these boxes has 12 different meals. And you can get them actually right now as, let me see, put this up. You can get them right now as the video is being made. They're actually selling them at Ocean State job lots. I believe it's for like $30 a case. So they're like $2.50 each. And actually, they're very good food. Matter of fact, we have a video I put up where I had a bunch of these and I invited my family. I said, hey, I'm going to cook dinner for you. They all came over and I threw them all a bag and we started to eat those. And my nephew says, well, how do you cook them? Inside the bag is this little, it's like a stove pouch. Has some heating elements. You put about that much water in. You put the food in, the packet, and about 10 minutes later, it's completely cooked. Then you can take out the food and put some liquid in, and you can even cook. You can even make coffee as well. So everything is self-contained you need in here. Well, it doesn't have, I don't think it has a fork, but you have your fingers. So you're self-contained. The food is excellent. Remember, the military doesn't skimp. They don't use the cheapest stuff. They use quality food. Now, this is not sponsored, Ocean State job lots, but it should be. Okay, let's put the food back over there. Okay, I have to use notes because there's a lot of information here. So far, number 1 was the lights, flashlights, solar lights. Number 2 was the blankets, quilts, coat, sleeping bag if you have one. But remember, this is if the power goes off in your house. So you don't really need a sleeping bag because I have a bed right beyond the door, okay? You can still sleep in your bedroom. Number 3 was the different stove options. 4 was water. Number 5 was food, non-perishable foods and rations and dehydrated. There's all different kinds of foods. Number 6 was alternative cooking methods. You could cook them on the stove. You could cook them here, you could cook them there, you could cook them anywhere. All right, so I'm sounding like a pitchman. It slices, it dices. You could slice a tomato so thin you could feed a family of 6 for a week.
Now tell the truth. You were a pitchman.
I used to be a pitchman with Ginsu knife. Does that
Tell
sound
the
familiar?
truth.
All right. Number 7 is the manual. Manual, isn't that a Spanish name? Okay, manual can opener. And number 8 would be a cooler and ice packs. Why would you need that? Again, mostly, you know, in the summertime is really important because you lose the power, you're probably going to lose your freezer too. Okay, in the winter, I don't worry about it. I'll just take the food and put it outside on the porch. There's snow, and it'll keep it cold. Then, number 9 is a power bank. What's a power bank? Well, you have no electricity, you're stuck at home, you're wondering what's going on, you want to know what's going on out there, your phone might still be working, but what if it was low on charge? It's in the evening, your phone's almost dead. Well, this power bank is what you use to charge up your phone. See? This is Raluca, she already had this one, she bought this one in Europe. But if you go on Amazon, you can find all kinds of these, they're very cheap. This is not sponsored, but it should be, okay? And it has, basically you charge that up. You plug it into a socket, charge it up.
And you turn it on and it'll charge your phone.
See, Raluca uses it. She knows how. When I need the phone charged, I don't use this. I say, Raluca, charge this? Okay, she does it for me. And then you plug that into your phone after, when it goes dead, and it'll charge your phone probably about 3, maybe 4 times. Okay, so that will last you quite a while.
That one, it depends how big it is. That one probably 10 times.
Oh, this one's about 10 times. Okay. Yeah. I must have been thinking of the little wind-up ones. Okay.
Yeah, Asus. It's the brand is Asus, and it's really good.
Okay. Asus.
Yeah.
And of course, I am not sponsored with Asus, but I should be.
Okay.
All right. So that's great. Now, if you don't have something like that, I don't know if I have that in the same number, but you need to know what's going on. You might want to have a radio on hand. Now, radios are battery operated. A lot of, little transistor radios. So you can get a radio, but if you go to the sporting goods departments, in most places like LL Bean or wherever they have sporting stuff, they have these little crank up radios. You can crank it for power. So you might want to look into that. Look online too. I guess they'd be powerless phones. I don't know what they actually call them, but they have crank ones. All right. Oh, that was number 10. Number 11. Oh, very important with a lot of this battery stuff. Extra batteries. Wouldn't it be terrible? You have all these things for the conveniences of life, but you didn't put batteries in them. Just like when you buy something, like we bought something today, I don't remember what it was, but it said batteries not included.
And they were the weird ones.
Yeah, and usually the batteries cost more than the item you purchase. Ooh, really important again. Matches. But what happens if your matches are wet? I've seen people that say they put these in mason jars. Some people will seal them in those little seal and meal things. But what I do instead is get one of these things. Ta-da! Like the Statue of Liberty. I was not made in France, but I should have been. No. Actually, I am French. I can say that. All right. And another one that's very important to have is, I guess not so much if you're in a home, but a first aid kit. In a house, like I don't have mine over here with all my other stuff because I have all my first aid stuff in the restroom on the other side of the house. And the final one, and probably the most important thing to make this fun and enjoyable, is your Jiffy Pop popcorn. Okay, so yes, you can get this at Walmart.
Not sponsored, but should be.
I didn't even say that, but I'm hearing it. Okay, and this is a fun thing to have with your family. The power goes out, the kids are bored, so you go out and you get your Jiffy Pop and you go, you gotta stir this up. I might have it too hot, huh? Well, this thing gets really hot. You get this, it makes your kids real happy. Matter of fact, you can let them do it. And this, you can do this on pretty much any stove. You can do it on, I don't know if the sterno would be hot enough for it, but you can do it on the can one. And like I say, I have a video that shows how to do that. I'll put the link to the video in the description so you can see there's a way you can turn that heater into a stove just like this one. Look at that. Isn't that magic? I think it's still too hot. I'm so used to turning it up because when we go fishing I use this. And of course the wind's blowing on it, so you got to keep it a lot higher. But can you see the magic happening? Now put it real close so they can smell it. Can you smell that? Oh, I love to tease my viewers. Look at that. So I'm going to actually fast forward this for you folks. Actually, I don't have to. Look how fast it's going.
He's not going to come out of that, right?
What's that? It will eventually. So as they say,
No, while it pops.
this is Jiffy Pop. It's as much fun to make as it is to eat. Not sponsored, but it should be.
Okay, I think it's done, right?
Okay, now I'm going to turn that off because I can smell it burning. So in conclusion, if you lose your power, are you ready? And do you have your Jiffy Pop? That's very important. So, I'd like to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Share this with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now. Want some?